It's all in a day's work, and no matter what you do, it's extremely important to enjoy it to the fullest. Strive to do the best job you can do each and every day, because with any job comes great responsibility, plenty of challenges, the opportunity to rise to the occasion and tackle tough problems head on, and a chance to map out a plan for success. And that even includes our city government. And in an effort to continue to move our city forward, Newport News City Manager Neil Morgan recently traveled to Staunton, Virginia for the Virginia Local Government Management Association Conference for a unique opportunity to gather together with other city managers from across the state of Virginia to learn, listen, share ideas, and continue to focus on leading local government into the right direction for the future.
Well, we're at the historic Stonewall Jackson Hotel in downtown Staunton. It's a beautiful old hotel that the City of Staunton renovated a few years ago with a private partner. And what better setting than the City of Staunton, because the City of Staunton is where the city manager form of government was first deployed back during the Progressive era early in the 20th century. And of course, it's a very common form of government throughout the country, but especially in Virginia cities and counties. A couple times a year, administrators and managers and assistants from all around the state get together for 2 days, and there's a program, a professional development conference. This is the one for the winter of 2011. I find it to be very meaningful. I don't get to go as often as I would like, and in the future I'm going to try to make sure either myself or the assistant managers do take the time to go, because it's very valuable. First of all, it's important to talk to your colleagues around the state about what they're experiencing and managing their particular local government. Whether you're from a big city, a big county, a medium-sized town, or a rural county, since we're all Virginians, as local governments, we often have to deal with the same playbook defined by state law. And each year when we gather, there's a lot that can be learned. Of course, there are formal programs. Like this morning, we just heard a presentation on social networking.
Young people have grown up with the notion that if you don't tell them, that doesn't mean they can't find out. They go to the web and they'll figure out how to. They see innovation take place in real time. Yesterday was all about innovation. One thing that we didn't talk about is how it should occur now, not down the road, not 6 months. You're gathering, generating, identifying, selecting, implementing now. Facebook, how many of you have a personal Facebook page? How many of your organizations have a Facebook page? How many of you are struggling to figure out how to use your government's Facebook page to interact with citizens? We're going to explore the whole notion of Facebook and why it's no longer a luxury, ladies and gentlemen. It's an expectation that your agency will have a Facebook page and that you will use a Facebook page.
So that was specific and stimulating, something that I can take back and share with people in our organization. It is necessary to get out and talk to other people and not just approach things from the standpoint of how we've done it in Newport News before, but certainly, how are they doing it in Roanoke, or how are they doing it in Fairfax, or how they're doing it in Staunton.
In Virginia, we have cities, counties, and towns, about 200 altogether or more. And so, but all of us are creatures of the state. We are our forms of government, and the milieu in which we operate in government is the same. So even Roanoke is different from Williamsburg as a community, yes, but government is essentially the same, and the challenges we face are the same. So it makes a great deal of sense for Virginia's managers to come together and share experiences and again, offer support to one another.
There are lots of days when I don't have the time, or a network thing comes across and it just goes delete, delete, delete. I know I do that, but I still appreciate getting that, because then the opportunity is always there to connect.
Part of the requirement that we have as credentialed city managers is 40 hours of professional training a year. That's a mandate if we want to maintain that credentialed status. So the main point, though, is that we use those 40 hours in the most productive way possible. Some of it could be distance learning, and that for many things that's good. But there's nothing quite like getting together and having the face-to-face exchange with some of the brightest people in the profession and with educators that can bring us things that we wouldn't get otherwise.
Because we're all very much aware that we're facing challenges that we've never faced before. There is no book to go to, but we do learn from each other because each of us may be at a different stage of that challenge or a different degree of that challenge and are trying to struggle with it. So we want to innovate, we feel the need to innovate. We also are feeling more and more strongly that the citizens need to be involved in helping us to innovate and figure this out. Governments just can't say, well, here's the answer, now go and do it. That doesn't work that way anymore, and we're all, I think, becoming increasingly convinced of that.
You know it's a 24/7 job, and you accept that responsibility because you want to make a difference in the community. But even in those moments where you feel alone, you're really not alone. You've got a great staff, you have a lot of great support from folks in the community, and then in addition you have great support from your elected officials as well. So it happens occasionally when you feel that, and you feel the weight of the job on your shoulders, but in the end you know you have a lot of great support out there.
Well, part of what you get out of going to conferences is just a shot in the arm, for lack of a better word. You just get charged up, you get new ideas, you talk to other people, you learn new things, and it sort of generates energy. And you need to resuscitate that every once in a while, because the day-to-day stuff that you have to do, and of course we're all in the middle of budgets right now, and heaven only knows if there's a stressful thing, it's a budget, and if there's a stressful time for a budget, it's right now. And so in the middle of all that very, very heavy, dark responsibility that budgets are right now, you know, you get lifted up and you feel that your sense of purpose gets new life breathed into it. And so I'm not so sure some of it is content and materials and ideas, but some of it is also attitude and energy and stuff that are hard to measure. We come back from the conference, we try new things, we try to lift the spirit of the staff, and hopefully that translates into better services, better customer service, a better community, everything that makes your community a better place to live.